The woman in front of her suddenly discovered that a group of intruders had broken into the office as the assistant stepped forward. The woman quickly pulled out her phone to call Rip for help, but the assistant was unable to stop the attackers. Then the woman took a knife. When the criminals entered, they grabbed her directly by the neck, but the next second. Meanwhile, when Rip received Beth's distress message, he called her repeatedly but couldn't get through, so he sped up to get there. By this time, Beth and the assistant had already been tied up by the robbers. Harabat was not at all afraid, while the assistant was so afraid that he did not dare to raise his head. At that moment, Beth asked the assistant to raise his head. They just want to see you get scared, but the assistant was still very scared, and at that moment, the criminals directly in front of Beth killed his assistant. This made Beth instantly furious. She cursed the criminals out loud. The criminals then untied Beth and placed her on the table. Then they pointed a gun at his neck. The criminals didn't want to kill Beth, they just wanted to scare her so she wouldn't confront the Beck brothers again. Beth's face was covered in blood, but she showed no fear. At that moment, the criminal's partner fell unconscious due to excessive blood loss. This caused the criminals to lose emotional control. Just then, Rip quickly came over to calm Beth down. As he saw Beth calm down, Rip, enduring the pain, called for help and said he needed a doctor. Soon, people from the Yellowstone family arrived at the scene. First, they carried Rip and Beth, who were injured, back to the farm, while old Johnny and Casey cleaned up the scene. They knew who the culprit behind this was. Anyone who messes with the people of Yellowstone will have to face the revenge of the Yellowstone family. So the next day, they hung the bodies of the criminals on the door of the house of their enemies, the Beck brothers. This also meant that the war between the two families had officially begun.